for the last few years, everyone seems to love the Instant Pot. There are websites, YouTube channels, and at least 2 annoying people in your office devoted to the thing.
But the Instant Pot is just an electric pressure cooker which cooks stuff faster than normal. It's got a few neat additional features, and there are a lot of competitors that do pretty much exactly the same thing.
So we had to ask, is the Instant Pot really the best appliance for your instant cooking?
To figure it out, we got the Instant Pot Duo, and then 3 other cookers, all for around $100. This Tefal has a neat button for pressure release that we'll talk about a little later.
And we included the Crock-Pot because, well, Crock-Pot knows how to cook stuff on your counter.
And this is the Insignia, Best Buy's house brand. It looks almost identical to my own Instant Pot, but it's not an Instant Pot.
We wanted to find out, how well does it sear food? How quickly does it get up to pressure and cook the food? And how easy is it to use? So first up, how well does it sear?
Besides pressure cooking, searing is a big way the Instant Pot sets itself apart from a more traditional pressure cooker. The idea is that you can do everything inside of one pot, including giving meat a nice, flavorful brown crust. So, I'm already got problems with this one.
You got probably one of your problems.
The timer started rolling and it was ice cold, and so I have no idea when it's time to put the meat in.
None of them have gotten so hot on the sides that I can't handle the sides, which is nice. They're insulated, but this one has like almost no insulation.
Oh, and that's a huge problem. People burn their hands on this all the time.
He's a vegetarian. Did you know that?
Not today.
Not today. Just huff that meat fume. Which one do you think did best?
The first one.
The Crock-Pot?
Yeah.
Crock-Pot did the best, but it wasn't great.
Nothing's gonna replace like just a big, heavy cast iron skillet or something that's like a nice steel,
absolutely.
heavy pan. Like,
this is good for a mediocre stew.
That was my nickname in college, mediocre stew.
Next, we had to test the key function of these super smart pressure cookers. How well do they actually cook?
Pressure cooking involves trapping the steam that comes off of the food and the water as it heats up, building pressure up inside of this device. Now, this makes it cook much faster than it would on a stovetop or in the oven. Now, once the cooker reaches the appropriate pressure, all of them take about the same amount of time, so what really matters here is going to be how quickly they get up to the right pressure.
And here, the Instant Pot actually did really well. It got up to pressure in 12 minutes. The Tefal took 14 to do the same, while the Insignia took 15.
Now, that's all pretty slow compared to this Crock-Pot, which got up to pressure in only 10 minutes or less.
That's amazing. But in our test, it was also more difficult to create a seal in the Crock-Pot. And there was actually steam spewing out of the thing the first time I tested it, and it was very, very terrifying.
Now, you have to know that the seal is perfect, both for better food as well as for not dying, which means that this one has to go to the Instant Pot.
Winner, Instant Pot. Thank you for keeping us alive.
Thank you.
It doesn't just matter how well these things sear or how quickly they cook. It's all the little things too, right?
Right. Sensors, optimal settings, and even how they release pressure are all going to be important things to consider.
Like the Crock-Pot. It seared the best, it was the fastest to get up to pressure, but there's also no sensor to tell you if the seal is perfect.
Now that's the deal breaker. Plus, it doesn't have a specific pressure cooking feature. That's bad. Everything on this Crock-Pot is presets. It like looks the most high-end, but those are actually really big corners to cut, especially when a recipe might only give you an amount of time and a pressure to set.
So let's talk about the Insignia.
Didn't you burn yourself on this one?
As a matter of fact, I did burn myself on this one, Ryan. It has one of these like small levers that's kind of weird to maneuver, and it feels... This is the actual pressure valve for the Insignia, and this is the one for the Instant Pot. And this one's kind of weird, and it has this like little button, and you kind of have to tip it and run screaming. And also you have to lurk over it because the labels are hard to read. The Instant Pot was just a little larger and easier to read and use. And the labeling on the pot itself, as well as the display, are just nicer too, man. Which leaves us with the Tefal, which actually has a really unique pressure system. You press a button very far away from the actual valve, and the steam goes away.
Now that's my actual favorite pressure release system. It's something that the more expensive Instant Pot models have, and I'm surprised that more people aren't doing it. Plus, the lid is attached, and I like that.
But I gotta admit, of all of them, the original Instant Pot is the best design-wise. Yes, this is a nice feature, but all the buttons on this are easier to read, the settings are easier to set. So I guess the winner of this battle is...
the Instant Pot!
Good job, Instant Pot! So, Ryan, the Instant Pot won Battle 3, but who actually wins overall?
I do love the Instant Pot.
Okay.
It created the whole category of electric pressure cookers. But it took more than 10 minutes to get to pressure, and it had the least impressive searing capability.
Yeah, but, I mean, the Crock-Pot won the searing contest, And it actually got up to pressure faster, but it also had some really major red flags. There was the steam spewing out and the complete lack of finer controls.
And this Tefal Insignia just never really stood out to us.
So I guess the Instant Pot actually wins.
There's a reason that people won't stop talking about it.
Cool.
The Instant Pot is just very good at what it does, but don't expect to brown any meat in it.
Yeah, it's definitely not a one-pot shop, but it is good for soups and stews and all that rice. I genuinely burn every single time.
It is the best option.
The totally best option.
Instant Pot. Instant Pot!